Last week, exclusively on SGK+, I watched the movie Velocipaster. It was awesome.
And here's Adeline.
Well, I had so much fun doing it, I plan to do it much, much more. So if you want to experience the magic of watching a movie with me live, don't forget to join SGK+. Just go to sgkplus.com and sign up. I'll see you guys there. Enjoy the review. All right, so when I was a kid, there were 3 channels in my house: ABC, CBS, and PBS. I remember going to my grandparents' house and experiencing the magical world of basic cable, but at home, those were the 3. Sometimes we could get NBC if we held the rabbit ears just right. That got pretty tiring pretty quick. The thing about PBS, public broadcasting, it was mainly educational stuff. Some of the stuff was good, and you could tell that, there were some creative people who were like kind of going above and beyond in order to make the thing good. For younger kids, classic stuff like Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street, or shows like Wishbone or Magic School Bus. Even some like really baby shows like Zaboomafoo, Clifford, or Cat in the Hat. Look, I'm not gonna be able to name them all. You get the idea. But deep down, you knew that they were a Trojan horse to try to trick us into learning things. Entertainment value, that was typically like secondary. So for me, even back then, even as a child, there was always one gold standard. It was an actual show for kids on PBS, and it was called Arthur. It was about a boy and his life and figuring out how to deal with like real circumstances. And so it dealt with topics and issues, but it was very rarely talking down to the audience. Like obviously it was a kid's show, so it wasn't like dealing with like murder or something like that. But it also didn't feel like it was funded out of like pity or being made because we just gotta reach these kids. I loved it. Of course, obviously, I would have rather have been watching Nickelodeon like at the time, but since I didn't have that, Arthur was definitely just a solid show. That said, that doesn't mean that the show was free from missteps. In fact, we're gonna look at one of those today.
Arthur's big cinematic debut.
Yes, they actually put this movie in theaters. But, time heals all wounds. Maybe this is not as bad as I remember it being. Why not give it a second look? Shall we? Grab your cake and get ready for my movie night review of Arthur's Missing Pal. Pal being Arthur's, dog. The movie starts off exactly the way Overcomer started, remember? Good times. Wow, so Lionsgate was taking big risks on quality content even back then.
It's a new day.
Arthur Worldwide! What? Here we get our first indication that something's different. That's right, the entire movie is in Donkey Ali style animation. Okay, it's not that bad, but still, it's pretty bad. I don't really understand this creative choice. I know that I guess it was popular to do computer animation back then. You had Jimmy Neutron. That was pretty big, probably at this time. But it wasn't new. This was at least 10 years after Toy Story came out. But they still can't figure out how to put Arthur under his blankets. All right, it's morning. The most cliched way to begin a movie.
They never say you woke up. It's a waste of your time. That's how every day has begun for everyone since the dawn of man.
Enjoy this beautiful day.
But then things take a dark turn as we leave Arthur's room.
I guess we'll be following this butterfly the whole time?
Meanwhile, Brain is looking at the movie title card. Whoa, look at that beveled text. Truly the pinnacle of graphic design.
So we're just gonna watch Arthur sleep? Who asked for this?
How many positions can Arthur sleep in?
You better wake up. People are gonna realize how boring and lame this movie is.
Meanwhile, Buster is rollerblading, and this is pretty hilarious. A joke that carries through the entire movie.
Oh! So that's why they call him Buster.
Meanwhile, Pal is either trying to wake Arthur up, or I accidentally switched to some weird Arthur fan fiction.
Cut it out!
Whoa, geez, Arthur.
Every day, innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected. Pal?
Oh no, Pal's gone missing already? Oh no, there he is. Good, problem solved. End of movie.
Whoa, what was that?
I'll teach you to kick me off the bed.
Then we get more licking?
I realize that it's not a hot take to joke about sentient animals owning regular animals in cartoons about animal, humanoid, fictional characters.
Why does Arthur, an aardvark, own a dog? That's just wrong.
But the fact that they're using the same texture on Pal and Arthur really draws attention to this fact. Well, after all of that pointless stuff, the movie actually starts. We're downstairs at breakfast time, where DW's learning to spell,
M-O-O spells,
and Arthur's mom is feeding this demon child. Ah! Why? Oh, what is it? That's when chaos ensues. Arthur is doing drugs. Guess they're really working to earn that G rating. Just kidding, he's drugging his dog.
Okay, Pal.
But Pal doesn't want to take his medicine. Is he gonna have to administer that rectally?
Come on, Pal. Medicine time. Medicine. Come on, Pal. Medicine.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin.
Pal, come back here.
Whoa!
Ah!
Dang it, Pal!
Your wormy dog wrecked everything. He's not wormy.
I checked myself. Just so I don't forget, all of this DW stuff is setting up for this side storyline where DW's trying to win tickets to a Merry Moo Cow show.
And I'm gonna win tickets for all of them.
It comes into play later. Kind of.
There's no way I'm going to a goofy Merry Moo Cow show.
Arthur, don't make fun of Merry Moo Cow while you're 3D animated.
You'll be begging for a seat.
I don't entirely understand how this is a movie. It isn't even as interesting as an actual episode. I guess because it's just long. And computers.
All right, well, now it's time for Buster to show up at the house. And for some reason, they play it off like it's a horror movie or something. I don't really get it.
It's me.
Whoops! Oh no! DW, this really is kind of your fault at this point. Get up.
Especially since she clearly has the speed of Superman, because no sooner does Buster make it around the table and she's already got all of her pieces back in place.
What? You know, when they did the Wishbone movie,
They did the same thing that they would normally do in a Wishbone episode, except clearly they had a bigger budget.
they really took advantage of
Of the bigger budget by telling a story that they probably would have normally not had the budget to tell.
on a regular weekly episode. This could have learned something from that.
Well, he's here to tell Arthur that he's late for the
super duper greatest ever ultimate water balloon fight.
My You're right, I forgot. How could I? Come on, let's go.
So everyone leaves the house without feeding Pal.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin.
Are you sure you want to keep your rollerblades on?
Why do you ask?
Because rollerblades are more played out than this joke about you wearing them.
Welcome to the world's ultimate water balloon fight.
Wait, is Muffy a monkey? Did you ever get one of those Arthur books back whenever he did look like an aardvark? It's weird.
Well, now it's time for the big water balloon fight. Was that a seagull sound effect? Wait, who's running the second camera? Meanwhile, Pal's inside, still waiting for his food.
Oh no, is Pal gonna slice his neck open with that can lid?
No, he just walks away sad.
See, pal? Whenever you're thirsty, your water bowl will be right here. Right here.
Oh, the backstory we've all been wondering. How does Pal know to drink out of the water bowl?
But don't drink too much, or you know what'll happen. Don't happen.
So then we get this exciting saga of Pal needing to go pee after drinking too much water.
Bad dog. Not on the rug. Do your business outside. Outside.
Oh, that was a repressed one. Okay, so this goes on for a really long time. But when Pal sees this epic ending to the water balloon fight,
Oh! Oh, yeah!
he decides to take matters into his own paws.
Why doesn't he just pee in the shower? I know I do. No, cut that part out.
This whole Pal trying to get to the toilet thing goes on and on and on. Eventually, Arthur, who's hanging out with his friends at the Sugar Bowl, remembers that he's an irresponsible pet owner.
I forgot to take Pal for his walk.
But when Arthur gets home, he realizes
Pal?
Pal's missing!
Not the dog.
But I'm not even sure what they're implying with this. Last time we saw Pal, he was dangling over the toilet. Are they saying he got flushed down the toilet?
Pal!
So Arthur recruits his friends to go on a mission to find Arthur's missing pal, the movie.
Pal is missing?
Wow, I guess we see where Binky's loyalties lie.
Buster Baxter is on the case. Whoa!
Rollerblade. So we get a montage of the key selling point of the movie, looking for Pal. And oh my goodness, this goes on forever. Arthur even stops by Wit's End to talk to the two kids from The Shining.
Did either of you see my dog, Pal?
Rad Rom.
I saw Pal.
And then we ate him.
Okay, you guys.
Arthur, you can't treat them like you treat your dog.
He went that way.
Wait a minute, isn't that... Hold on a second. Oh my...
Well, after looking for Pal everywhere, and I mean literally everywhere, I definitely think this takes the cake.
Cake?
Yes, in the most amount of padding in a movie. Like, none of this is necessary. Arthur and Buster decide to shake down DW and see if she knows anything. Well, actually, they do it twice, but nothing happens between the first time and the second time they do this, so I fixed the movie for them.
Let me go.
Quiet! Ow!
Well, this is the funniest part so far.
We'll let you go when we're ready to let you go.
I think this is funny because it's kind of a parody.
I like that stinking one. Yeah, you're really broken up about it.
Maybe they would have been better if they'd done not necessarily a direct parody of something, but at least parodied a genre for the entire thing.
Come on, DW.
If that's your real name.
It would be kind of outside the norm in a different environment, so it would be less jarring when we see these characters looking so terrible. So she proceeds to tell them what she knows, which is what we already know. That Pal did in fact fall into the toilet.
That dog is not only dumb, he's gross.
I like DW, she's funny. So they come to the same conclusion that I did.
An entire dog couldn't fit down the...
We have to go find him.
Let's just give him a little more time.
What?
A couple more hours.
Why? Well, son, I've got a date with my mistress soon, and, well...
Then we get a recap of the
We
montage.
searched all around the downtown area.
Why?
Don't worry, Arthur. Dogs are very loyal. Are you kidding? My cousin's dog ran away and then stayed with the first family that fed him.
Why do you look at Binky like that?
Is that true, Binky?
Yeah, I guess we do like food a lot.
But where did he go?
I'm wondering that myself, but I have a feeling we're about to find out.
What? A song?
It's fun to be footloose and free. It's fun to just cut loose.
NP! You know, when you've been tasked to make a movie, but you can't fill the movie required runtime, pad it with a dumb song.
Hey, it's great to be me.
There he is. He's right behind you. And this montage is just so incredibly frustrating because it's just constant that we're seeing Pal and we're seeing Arthur in very close proximity, and they're constantly missing each other.
Okay, we've got posters all over town.
Yeah, we know. We saw that happen in the montage.
I know what happened to that little mutt. What? Pal had puppies. DW, Pal's a boy. So?
Yeah, educate yourself, Arthur.
Then we get this pretty sick scene where, it seems like Pal's gonna get ran over by a lawnmower. Why would you put this in kids' brains? And just as he's about to get ran over, they cut.
No! Did Pal survive?
Well, they're really doing this Boondock Saint style, aren't they?
Well, Buster and Arthur find Pal's busted collar,
Now this is what I call a clue.
and that's when they get the full story.
I was driving along when all of a sudden...
There was a firefight!
Whoa!
Which way did he go?
That way.
Let's go!
But despite knowing which way Pal went, they don't find him.
We'll find Pal. We have to.
Otherwise, my dad's gonna kill me.
But that's when Buster gets a raging clue.
Hey, What's that?
That's a Mr. Cone truck.
There's only one possible answer.
Right.
Pal learned to drive.
Pal can't drive, Buster.
He's a boy. But then they finally see him. There he is, not the dog. But they're not fast enough, and the ice cream truck gets away with Pal. So they go home and tell their parents, and apparently the dad is just not interested in helping them.
We'll have to call them in the morning to find out where they parked their trucks.
The morning?
Who knows when that'll happen? And that's when Buster finds some salt to rub in Arthur's wounds.
I found another clue.
Dun dun dun!
How's food?
Wow, Arthur sure is an irresponsible jerk, isn't he?
Sure you don't want to sleep with Mary? My friend.
Well, because of Arthur's dad's apathy, Arthur has to spend the entire night sad. Wait, is Christmas Shoes about to start? How many bad songs do we have to have? We get a full song flashback montage of all the good times Arthur has had with Pal. See, this is why Christian movies think this is okay. They're like, well, look, they do it in real movies, like Arthur's missing Pal. I mean, they couldn't even pull real footage from the actual show. Like, wouldn't that be something? Flashbacks of all the good times that we've all had together? I guess they're hoping this is their
You got a friend in me.
It's not.
You and me and the stars up above.
Look, here's the thing about Toy Story that really worked. You had a song, a good song, and it played when they were friends. So when you hear the song again at a sad moment, it forces you to recall, like, oh yeah, I remember that they cared about each other. You know, they probably should have told this story from Pal's perspective, like in Toy Story, or Homeward Bound, or Snoopy Come Home. Call it Pal's Big Adventure. All right, eventually the dumb song ends. Oh man, I hope this ice cream truck gets a surprise inspection from the FDA.
What is this dog doing here? You're going to jail, man.
Don't worry, pal. I'll find you.
Hey, spoilers, Arthur. Meanwhile, in this creepy ice cream truck factory, I think there's a factory for ice cream trucks. They just park at some dude's house. The fact that they don't do a Mission Impossible-esque escape parody here is really a crime against filmmaking. That's when he gets attacked by these junkyard dogs that some reason are at an ice cream factory. That's safe. He climbs up this ladder, and once again, we're left with another Pal cliffhanger. No! Did Pal survive? Well, the next morning, after Arthur's dad takes his sweet little time getting ready,
Dad, please.
Okay, let's go.
he finally takes Arthur to the ice cream factory.
It's locked.
I spoke to the owner on the phone. He said he'd be here.
You the boys looking for the dog?
Who said that?
There's no dog here. Sorry you had to come all this way for nothing. Go away.
Wow, he should stop making ice cream and start making animatronics for Disney.
Ice cream factory is closed for emergency cleanup. Tours on Mondays only. Come back then. Goodbye.
This whole situation is odd. Like, did the owner call you? Why is the owner so unwilling to help now?
Hey, guys, I got your dog. Forget it! You get out of here!
Why is he so inexplicably evil?
Pal has to be here somewhere.
That's a lot of ice cream trucks.
Oh, thanks, Buster. Real helpful. And then, obviously, they find a clue,
Look at this.
so they insist on going inside.
Let's have another word with Mr. Cone.
I guess Arthur's dad was just waiting for all the facts to come in before he got passionate about this. And they finally convinced this racist clown to let them in.
Come on in.
And Arthur was never seen again. 'Cause they work real hard in the chocolate factory.
Normally I don't let anybody in, but I'm a dog lover myself. Those are my little babies over there. It seems they ate something that didn't agree with them.
Ate something?
Unless they ate your dog.
What's wrong with this guy? So they proceed to look at the guy's tapes in his wacky security room. And of course discover that Pal was there last night. So for the next 2 minutes, we watch the tape of the amazing chase scene that happened last night, complete with annoying running commentary from Buster and Arthur.
Run, Pal, run! The window! Yes! Go the window! Pal, watch out!
Here we go.
Run, Pal, run!
Those dogs are everywhere.
Dog in the nuts. Not good. Not good at all.
Cool. I mean, as much as I love any movie that has a conveyor belt chase scene.
You've heard of soft serve ice cream? I've got the world's only backhand serve ice cream.
That's not funny! If you never let people in, then who is that pun even for?
I'm so confused.
I mean, this is just a genuine Star Wars ripoff at this point, I think. Maybe I just missed all of the Arthur episodes that had ridiculous stuff like this. I mean, I didn't watch every single one. Sometimes I had to, go play outside. Well, they should have fast-forwarded through all that. Anyway, finally, they see where Pal went.
Oh, all right! Looks like he went toward the highway.
Towards the highway. That's the perfect place for the dog to go running.
Thank you, Mr. Cone.
Yes, thank you so much.
Don't mention it. Hope you find your dog, young man.
Thanks so much for letting us destroy a bunch of your equipment and inventory. Meanwhile, DW is at her Merry Moo Cow show. And it's actually my favorite part.
You have to learn to count to 1. I have a song that I think will help you. Let's all count to 1. Let's all count to 1.
Her lips aren't even moving. This is nothing like the TV show.
My thoughts exactly, DW. Then Arthur gets his dad to stop by to see Dexter Jetster. A lot of prequel references in this, isn't there?
Yep, I certainly did see a dog this morning.
It was me, in the mirror. I'm a dog. So Rexter Jetster proceeds to tell the boys that this truck driver lady came in with Pal earlier that day. But he has no idea where she went.
Had to get her load to town first thing in the morning.
So once again, Buster and Arthur give up. Which is good, because then we get to hear more hilarious Merry Moo Cow songs.
Spot, you did it. You counted to 2. Very good. Bye, Spot.
They should have just done a DW movie. Cut back to Arthur feeling bad for himself.
This is the video Muffy gave me of the water balloon fight.
It's one of our classic Muff films.
Watch.
Wait a minute, she only had one camera. How did she get those 2 angles? And also, why is it so steady? That's when we finally get the Snyder cut of the balloon fight.
Pal, what's the matter with you? You wrecked everything. Sometimes I'd rather have any other dog in the world.
What does this have to do with anything?
I'm a bad owner.
Maybe I should just let Pal die.
Oh no!
His Adderall?
Pal's heartworm medicine.
Look, I know what you're saying. This movie's for kids, Kevin. But if they're gonna drag this out so long, they could have at least made it funnier. Kids like funny things. So it turns out the lady who has Pal was making a delivery to the Merry Moo Cow show, and DW heard Pal barking, but nobody will believe her.
I think maybe a certain little girl saw the big doggy on the ice, and she just imagined she heard a woof woof. What do you think?
I think a certain man needs a certain little
W.
Well,
She even calls Arthur, but Arthur has his typical response.
I can't believe you're still trying to get me to your dumb show. You don't care about anyone but yourself. Goodbye.
Wow, it sounds like Arthur really learned his lesson about being rash and having unreasonable, angry responses to people he cares about.
It's utterly fantastic. The Merry Moo Cow Ice is Night.
Turn it off.
No, don't. It's the only funny part of the movie. And then we gotta sit here and just wait for them to get it. Get it. Please, just get it.
Merry Moo Cow!
What? He's at the arena!
Finally. So now, we get the big finish. They have another big, long chase scene, and they call upon all their friends to use all their equipment and awesome skills that we saw them have earlier in the movie. It all comes together in this perfect, drawn-out, annoying, frustrating chase scene. But eventually, they find the lady. Then they have to convince her to give them Pal.
Oh, Pal, it's so good to see you.
You know this dog?
Yes, he's my... he used to be my dog. I guess you think I was a pretty bad owner. But I wasn't as bad as you think. Yes, I forgot to feed him and take him for his walk.
Hey, you don't have to say all this, Arthur. She doesn't care.
And I even yelled at him sometimes.
And there was one time where I held him under the water to see if dogs could bark under the water, and he almost drowned.
I'd say it takes a pretty concerned person to chase down a truck just to deliver some medicine, wouldn't you?
It's a bit of a stretch.
No wonder this little guy didn't want to leave town. And if he forgives you, who am I to tell him he's wrong?
Who are you to tell us any of this stuff?
Happiness of millions of children depends on me getting a
Bye, we don't care. Now, you might think the movie's over.
There's still one piece of the puzzle missing.
They still haven't actually answered the question as to how Pal got out of the house.
I heard a splash. I tried to help him. Ah! Toilet water! How long before you die from touching toilet water?
Why is everything in this movie bad except DW?
Then I opened the door and Pal went outside. I'm sorry, but I think he really had to go.
You're right. He really did.
You know, they really just should have had him microchipped. And neutered.
Oh, hold on.
Oh no, he's having a seizure.
Pal has to go again. Whoa, I don't think he can wait. Hey, Pal, wait for me.
Me too.
What? Why are they so excited about the dog having to pee? Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Arthur's Missing Pal. And to be honest, it's pretty bad. Obviously, it's made for kids, but the TV show was too. It just seems like there was a lot more thought that was put into the actual stories of the show than this. Plus, the animation is classic in the TV show. In this, it's just dated. I mean, even at the time, this seems very dated. I was kind of hoping that I would sink into it, but I never did. It was always jarring. I just kept on thinking about how much better it could be. There was also something about the acting that felt kind of off. I know it was the same as the TV show. Maybe it was a different director. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's some other PBS thing that I can do. I don't always have to review Christian movies, you know. I can branch out. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see me review next. I'm tired. That wore me out. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you like this show and you want to support what I do, you want to check out some awesome bonus content, you can either pledge over on Patreon or you can check out the brand new SGK Plus. Just go to sgkplus.com or just go to SegaNightKevin.com and click on the SGK Plus button, and there you'll have it. Thank you so much for pledging and for supporting the show. This is so much fun, and I hope you guys have fun watching it. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.
Dog in the nuts. Not good. Not good at all.